So I'm a used car dealer and I sell cars that are $5,000 and under. And what this price point does is put me in a unique position to be able to know which cars actually last the test of time and which ones don't. Because you got to think about the kinds of cars that I have to buy to be able to sell for $5,000 and under. Well, they're usually a lot older cars and they have high mileage. So over the last 14 years, I've made a career of actually sifting through all the cars, thousands and thousands and thousands of cars that go through these auctions to know which ones are good and last a long time so I can actually put them on my lot and which ones don't. And there are a lot of makes and models that I see on a constant basis that go 200, 300,000 miles, show up at these auctions and are still running strong. But also there's the flip side of that where there's some cars out there that they get to 100,000 miles and you want to be hands off. And because I'm a used car dealer that sells these cars that are $5,000 and under, I can tell you exactly which ones that I stay away from and I would never buy.
Are there any brands that you would recommend staying away from used for reasons of cost to maintain and repair or complexity of repairing?
A lot of times when people ask me used questions, I go straight to like what is on my lot and the years that I buy, but sometimes people are thinking used models that are only like 2 or 3 years old. The stuff that I buy that's 7 to, well, at this point 20 years old, actually more than that, 25 years old, yeah. Then what I always stay away from, I can tell you what I don't buy are, I don't buy Volkswagens. They are always, at least in the stuff that I buy, they're always leaking from a main seal or leaking heavily oil, heavy oil leak from somewhere. I don't buy anything with a CVT transmission. I don't buy anything that's over like probably at least 10 years old. That is a hybrid because those systems, for whatever reason, they didn't get them right. Prius, we'll buy a Prius every once in a while, but we've had some nightmares to deal with a lot of these older hybrid systems. Specifically, the one that I'm thinking about is Honda. So I stay away from those. You want to stay away from, in my mind, probably Kia and Hyundai. They had a lot of motor problems. They had a lot of lifter issues. You can hear a lot of knocking in a lot of their older motors, and I like Subarus, but they've been notorious about having head gasket leaks. So you have to make sure that you know what you're looking for if you're looking at a Subaru in the engine, and make sure you know what a bad head gasket looks like whenever you're looking at the oil, things like that. What else? I feel like there's a massive list of vehicles that you shouldn't buy, and I've only really gotten the tip of the iceberg here. What I can tell you what you should look for: Honda, Toyota. Toyota Camry 4-cylinder is the best vehicle that I think you can buy from a 2002 to 2006. If you're looking for a small SUV, RAV4, a CRV, that's the kind of things that I like to buy. I just bought a vehicle for my niece who's going off to college. We want to put her in something safe, something reliable. So we bought her a 2015 RAV4. Yeah, it was a 2015.
Yep.
Yeah, 2015 RAV4, and that's exactly what I was trying to buy for. That's what we found at auction. So if you're looking at that, that's what I want to buy. My wife drives a Honda Odyssey. So Honda, Toyota people, that's the two brands that I would buy. That can say that maybe get away from all the other brands, but that's definitely my two heaviest recommendations of what to buy.
There's some different exceptions across the board. There's so much changes with the year. I can't keep track of any of it. So luckily I know a guy who can figure out the cars. I'm thinking about getting a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Should I hold out a bit?
You should never buy a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Next question.
Nope. Come on. Now he answers one in one sentence.
No, I don't want to buy, or I don't want you to buy a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Okay, well, it's
a pricing question, I'm sure.
It's a pricing question. I think that prices are going to be better 6 months from now than where they are now. I know I get a lot of flack where people are saying, okay, well, if I would have followed your advice the whole time, prices are higher now than they've ever been. And here's the thing. I've been doing YouTube for 3 years, and I've been saying this the whole time. And the whole time that I've been saying this, prices have continued to go down. 3 years, let's use this Jeep Grand Cherokee as an example. 2.5 years ago, when I started doing this parade on YouTube, being the monkey on the camera or whatever, You could go get a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and how much were you paying? You were paying $15,000 over MSRP. Okay, 12 months ago, you're still paying right around MSRP. So prices have come down from there. Now you're getting Jeep Grand Cherokees for like 15% to 20% under MSRP. Prices are going to continue to come down. Now the stickers, the actual MSRPs, have gone up just a little bit from where they were 2 or 3 years ago. But the thing about it is your actual amount, the transaction prices have gone down. So you can't just go and look at a sticker at the dealership and base the prices off that. That's not what you pay for one of these vehicles. You have to still be able to go into the dealership. You have to be able to negotiate. But no, the prices are not going to be the same. If you're using the standpoint of, all right, prices are higher now than they were in 2019, I'm not arguing that. You're 100% correct. Prices were way cheaper in 2019 than they are now, but that's not where we are now. We started a new trend. We started a new phase in the car market. We went through all this craziness. Prices spiked, and they have come down. If you look at Manheim vehicle pricing index, anything like that, retail transaction prices, you're going to see that they come down, and it's going to continue to go down as dealers get pinched more throughout the end of this year. You always want to be a buyer if you're looking at a vehicle at the very end of the year. I don't care if you're looking at a new vehicle, a used vehicle. There's more incentives at the end of the year for new vehicles. For used vehicles, it's the slowest time that used car dealers are all year round. So that's when the prices are the cheapest. So with all that information, you can know that prices are going to be cheaper later on. And if you want to be a buyer, then that's the time period of the year that I would advise you to be a buyer. For me, I'm just continue to wait, and prices will continue to get lower until the point where you say, okay, well, this seems like an okay price. Because the prices might go down, but they're really, in my opinion, not going to crash. You might get 10% less than this. You might get 20% less than this if things get really bad. But you're not getting 50% off. It's not going to happen, especially off new vehicles. And then if you're looking at a new vehicle, make sure you pay cash for it. Don't give someone money to borrow their money to buy your vehicle. So that's another thing about a new vehicle is if you have the money, if you could put it out on your front yard and set it on fire and it not make a material difference to you in your life, yeah, go buy a brand new car. But if you have to make payments on a new vehicle, don't do it. Go buy a car that you can actually afford. And that means not you can afford the payments. It means you can actually afford to pay for the car, and it not be a big burden to you as far as either a car payment or the amount of money that you're spending on it. I don't know if I even answered that question. Don't buy a Jeep Cherokee.
You answered some questions, though.
There you go.
So good. That's what we're doing here. We did not say we're going to answer questions that were asked, but we will try.
We will answer questions, but not necessarily the ones that you ask us. There you go.
Doing what I can. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Is it a bad idea to buy a Honda Odyssey with over 150,000 miles from an 06 to a 12?
Is the 06 the year that they changed the body style? I'm wanting to say it was. Leave this question up. I'm going to see. Let me.
Oh, he's researching.
Yeah, let me see if I can share my screen and not reveal anything that I don't need to reveal. Boom.
Ooh.
Boom. Boom. And now what I want to do is I'm going to pull up the 2006 Honda Odyssey. I watch Tommy do this all the time, and I can't comprehend how he doesn't lose viewership whenever he's just looking up something.
Well, I think he stops talking, and then there's like people get a break for a second.
People get a break.
I would encourage that.
Yeah. So okay, let me pull it up. So this Honda Odyssey right here. This is actually, this is a 2006. This is a new body style. This one's okay. I actually like this one. So the reason why I would not want you to buy something older than a 2006 Honda Odyssey is because their transmissions were junk. So when they changed the body style, they actually put better transmissions in them. I don't know what changed about it, but they put completely different transmissions. Those transmissions last, they're great. I'm a fan of this because especially if you can get one that's a 2006, because I think 2006 all the way up to 2012, there's not a whole lot that changed about these Odysseys. So One of my biggest things about saying the cars that I love the most is a 2002 to 2006 Toyota Camry. And in those years, they didn't change hardly anything about those cars. So it's better for you to buy a 2002 Toyota Camry with the same amount of mileage as you would get a 2006, because you actually get it a lot cheaper. So if I were you and looking at this range of miles, I would lean towards the 2006 to 2008 years, because you're going to save yourself a lot of money. That 2006 Honda Odyssey with 150,000 miles versus a 2012 Honda Odyssey with 150,000 miles are going to be very, very, very similar vehicles. But that 2012 Honda Odyssey might cost you $5,000 more than that 2006 would. So in my opinion, this is a great idea to buy one of these Odysseys. I love these Odysseys. And I would even try to buy the ones that are a little bit older with the same miles. You can find a 2006 with 150,000 miles, and you can find a 2012 with 150,000 miles. That's not a weird mile range for either one of these years. So that would be my advice to you: is to go to the older one. You can save yourself some money, but make sure you get it checked out by a mechanic before you buy it. Always, no matter what used car you're buying that.